Well, here we are today at Black Prince Winery. My name is Geoff Webb. I'm the general manager here at the winery. It's November 5th. Remember, the 5th of November, Guy Fawkes Day. And in fact, probably the last day we'll be picking grapes. We had a large frost last night. The grapes are very ripe. You can see they're really falling off the vine at this point, literally, so that they need to be picked. So we've got about 6 more rows to go. We'll probably get those in over this weekend, and that will be the end of harvest 2011, which has been quite an exceptional harvest, really, considering we started 3 weeks late this year with a lot of rain in the spring. We had a very dry, hot summer, a little bit of rain in September, and then a beautiful October and fall right through until November, and here we are on the 5th. We're testing the sugar today to see just what kind of potential alcohol content these grapes will give us. So we're going to take a cluster of berries and just squeeze them gently to get some juice. This is a refractometer. It's a measuring instrument that will measure the sugar that's in the grapes, and that tells us what our potential alcohol will be. So I'm just going to squeeze some juice onto this little...
Oh, this is a beautiful bunch. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
It's really an eye. It's like a little telescope. We look through it, and there's a graph inside, and that graph shows a little window, and the window is sitting just above 22 bricks, which will give us a potential alcohol of in and around 12.5% if we fermented this grape juice down right to being dry, which in the case of Chambourcin we usually do make a dry wine. It's a lighter, not as heavy as the Cabernets, but a little bit lighter, more in the Pinot Noir style of wine when it's fermented dry. And in fact, it's used to blend with Pinot Noir quite often in France, and they don't often tell you that on the bottle. And because in Burgundy, half the time you just buy Chateau blah blah blah, it doesn't literally say what the grape variety is. But Chambourcin's used quite a lot to blend with Pinot Noir. Gives it a little more spice, takes some of the fruitiness off and some of the edge out of it, and tends to stretch it. So a very nice wine on its own. We're one of the very few producers in Ontario that actually produce a Chambourcin and don't blend it with anything. We release it as a straight up Chambourcin, and we think it matches up very nicely with Pinot Noir. We would hope that you would try this wine. You can certainly buy it online from the winery at www.blackprincewinery.com.
Morning, I'm Rod de Courcy-Ireland. I'm president of Black Prince Winery. I've been involved with this winery since we first planted the vineyard 10 years ago. And we're out picking the last of the grapes for this harvest. They're Chambourcin, which is a grape that was developed in the Loire Valley. Makes a nice semi-medium heavy wine, not quite as big as the Cabernets, but we've had great success with it. And with the frost we had last night, these grapes are just ready to fall off the vine.
Hi, I'm Delores, and I'm here picking grapes at Black Prince. And they had a frost last night, so the grapes are amazing. The bricks is about 22, so that'll give a good alcohol content. And these make an amazing wine, Chambourcin grape. And this is probably my last time picking this year. I did pick earlier at one of the other wineries, and I'm enjoying the day. It's a beautiful day.
Hi, I'm Anthony Graham. I just come over from northern Portugal 4 days ago. I'm down here for the weekend visiting a great friend of mine, Rodney Ireland, and we're out here. I've just been doing this briefly up in the Delores for the port wine vintage of 2011, which has turned out to be one of the most incredible port wine vintages. My brother, who's been making port now for 30 or 40 years, this is far and away the best vintage he's ever seen, he says. So the wine has come out beautifully. The problem now is selling it, as usual, but it's fun to be over here. It's a very different format in that the grapes grow much higher here. And in port wine country, you're basically on a cliff edge, as it were. The bushes are much smaller, and the slopes are incredible. Whereas here, the vineyards roll for miles, and they're very high vines compared with what one's used to in northern Portugal. But by and large, the grapes are even riper than the ones we've been picking, and the ones in Portugal were ripe enough. But these are unbelievable. And in fact, you don't even need knives or scissors to cut with, because the bunches just come apart.
I'm Rodney Van Der Mirch. That name is Belgian. I don't know if the Belgians drink any wine made from these grapes, but I'm a friend of the president here, so he's important. That makes me very important. And there are a lot of grapes still to go. So I'm told the brick here is very high, so there's a lot of alcohol here. I don't drink anymore. So you guys enjoy it. I'm picking, you enjoy. Bye now.
Thank you.
Okay.
But it really reflects the sun.
Is it like slate or limestone?
It's sort of like light-coloured slate, but it's a consistency of something like slate,
Okay.
and it breaks up. You know, the rocks break down.
Yeah.
They will click.
Oh, these are
There we are.
beautiful bunches. Beautiful. Oops. Oh, they're just so nice. I love these. Love picking grapes.
We've got red admiral butterflies which haven't gone off to Mexico. Nobody's told them they're meant to be flying south.
They just fall off.
This is what I call luxury picking. I mean, just shake them and they fall in the bin.
I know. They're beautiful bunches here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rod. So we've got our buckets of grapes, and this is our big grape tote here at Black Prince Winery, one of many. They're very useful items that you can put about a ton of grapes into one of these bins. And this one is, about half full of Chambourcin right now. We'll just take our buckets as they're coming in from the vineyards and just gently, so we're not bruising the fruit too much, just gently pour.
Beautiful.
This is fantastic, Rod. With that frost, we basically could almost not have to destem these at all, because they're falling literally right off the stems. They're almost destemmed right by themselves. And at the end of every day, we'll take the farm wagon back to the winery, which is up this road here. You can get a nice panorama. You can see the wine buildings in the back right there, and we'll pull them off the back of the wagon with our handy dandy forklift and into the winery where all the magic happens. I'm in this bucket, Rodney. This is fantastic. So we need about 3 pounds of grapes to make 1 bottle of wine, and I think Rodney's got about 15 pounds right here, so here's 5 bottles of wine. That's what 5 bottles of wine looks like.